Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2023 comedy drama Bank of Dave. The film is directed by Chris Foggin and it stars Rory Kinnear, Paul Kay, Joel Fry, Phoebe Dynevor, and Hugh Bonneville. Now, the film focuses on Rory Kinnear's character Dave, who lives in Burnley. He runs his own van business. He kind of sells vans, things like that, and he's made a good living for himself. He's fairly rich, but he's very, very passionate about the local community in Burnley and helping others. And he wants to set up his own bank called the Bank of Dave. However, nobody has ever set up their own bank in about 150 years, and the bigwigs down at the London banks won't like that at all. So he hires Joel Fry, who plays Hugh, who is like a big-time barrister from London. He brings him up to Burnley, introduces himself, shows him his plans, and wins him over. And together, they try to take on the big banks, the bigwigs down in London, in order to get his Bank of Dave off the ground. But he meets an awful lot of opposition. Right, what are my thoughts on Bank of Dave? Well, I'd heard a few people talk about this, said they'd watched it and they really, really enjoyed it. And this is on Netflix. So I decided to give it a go. But this film has received almost no publicity at all. And the reason why I know that is because there's not even a trailer. I couldn't find a trailer anyway for this film. It's almost like there's been absolutely no promotion of it at all, which I think is an absolute shame. Because this film is really, really a lot of fun to watch. Now, it's based on a true story. This guy, Dave, really existed, or exists, should I say. There is a Bank of Dave in Burnley, which might give a clue to the outcome, but I mean, which fascinates me. You know what I mean? I love true life stories anyway, and I love it when they're done with such care and attention as this film clearly has. Rory Kinnear, who, is a face you might recognise maybe from the Daniel Craig Bond films, is the son of Roy Kinnear, the famed comedy actor from the 70s and things like that. Many people from my generation certainly remember him. And his name's been banded around for years as a Doctor Who, potentially, you know what I mean? Which may well be the case in years to come. But he's really, really good in this film. He's got, I was born in Burnley, but I live in Halifax, which is about 20 miles from Burnley. But he's got what I would say is a pretty bang-on accent in this film, you know what I mean? And the portrayal of Burnley here is expertly done. They're very respectful of the community and on what Dave achieved, sort of thing. But it's also fun. It's funny. Like I say, this is a comedy drama, so it doesn't take itself too seriously. It quite enjoys poking fun at itself, and it's not necessarily one of those laugh out loud comedies. It's more of a, sit back and smile to yourself type comedies. But it is effective and it is charming. I mean, ultimately, that's what you come away feeling with this film. It's like throwing a warm blanket over you. It's just really, really charming to watch, and it's got a lot of heart. And we can get a little bit of a romance going on between Joel Fry's character and Phoebe Dynever's character called Alexandra. So they throw a little bit of romance to kind of spice it up a little bit. You get a little bit of a Def Leppard concert as well, which might sound bizarre, but and I don't know if that happened in real life. I haven't overly researched this or anything like that, but yeah, they kind of get Def Leppard on board to do like a fundraising event at the end of the film, because he needs money. He needs about £12 million to kind of get Bank of Dave up and running for the bigwigs down in London to approve it all and stuff. And even though he does have a fair bit of money, you know what I mean, he can raise some of that capital himself. He just doesn't have enough, so they kind of put like this fundraising concert on with Def Leppard at the helm, and that's a lot of fun as well. So it follows quite a familiar pattern that these films go down. You know what I mean? You get the introductions of everybody, nice charming characters, a little bit of romance, a little bit of comedy. You get a little bit of a courtroom drama, which is fun. And then you get the downs when you think everything's not going to go anyone's way, and then you get the ups when you think everything might be going everybody's way, and then you get the uplifting ending sort of thing. So it's one of those films that kind of ticks all the boxes that you want it to tick. And I can't imagine many people watching this and walking away from it, if you like, thinking, well, that wasn't very good. I just can't see it, because there's nothing really here to dislike. I couldn't give you really many negatives other than the fact that I think Netflix should have promoted it better. I think if this had been given a bit more of a push, I think this would have been a film that many people would have been talking about. I think it's a really, really charming film with a lot of heart, genuinely warm and affecting and funny, with memorable characters and a really, really fun and interesting story that happens to be true. So for me, this is a highlight of the year so far. Very, very enjoyable film, and I urge you, if you've got Netflix, you might have not even heard of this one. It's hidden away somewhere on Netflix for you guys. Just seek it out on Netflix, give it a watch, and I promise you'll probably enjoy it, because I certainly did. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll be back with more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.